New at 10, a push for police reform hitting a roadblock in Phoenix. ABC 15 confirming some city council members hope to reallocate funds set aside for the Office of Accountability and Transparency. It's an effort to provide civilian oversight for the Phoenix Police Department. The effort already at a standstill, but as ABC 15's Nicole Valdez explains, it could be taking yet another hit.
Well, we've obtained this internal memo between city leaders dated February 4th. It's the same day ABC 15's politically charged investigation first aired. This proposal aims to redirect money going to the already approved Office of Accountability and Transparency to fighting homelessness, an issue most city leaders are on board with funding, but one asking why the city would need to sacrifice what he calls one necessary effort for another.
I think the memo and the proposal to move funds is not just a political ploy, but it's tone deaf.
Phoenix Councilmember Carlos Garcia is one of few outspoken voices among city leaders in support of major change when it comes to how the Phoenix Police Department operates and is held accountable. He'd hoped to have a civilian review board in place by now.
What would have happened is it would have allowed us not only to investigate the situations that you all reported on, but it also would have allowed us to get policy recommendations and more information out to the community.
But the city's at a standstill. This time last year, they greenlighted setting aside $3 million to create a police oversight committee. But in November, they couldn't get enough votes to officially get it off the ground. So that money's been sitting idle. The hope, according to Garcia, was to vote again in just a few months.
In April, with the new council, we're going to try to bring accountability back to the table.
But this memo shows others on the council have a different idea. They want to divert that money and instead give it to the city's human services campus.
It's not recognizing what's happening in our community. I don't think the two things are mutually exclusive. I think there's a way to do both, and doing this, taking one to do the other is not a way to move forward.
If this effort passes, though, it wouldn't just move money from this year's budget.
I think the problem comes that they're trying to use this opportunity to kill civilian oversight.
The memo reads, in future budgets, these funds should continue to be allocated to Phoenix's Human Services campus.
I think the reporting you all have done in the last couple of weeks should absolutely change the minds of the folks on this council.
So we asked each of the 3 council members who signed this proposal, Sal DeCiccio, Thelda Williams, and Jim Waring, whether they still support it after ABC 15's politically charged investigation and its revelations. Former Mayor Thelda Williams telling ABC 15, I believe it is more important to address homeless issues at this time than to leave the money sitting there. Councilman Sal DeCiccio sending us this statement. I absolutely stand by that proposal. This committee is designed to create nothing but attacks on our police officers by the defund the police movement.
We just paid out a huge sum of money to someone who was murdered in Sal DeCiccio's district. I think it's important for the city to move forward. We're spending millions of dollars in lawsuits, and the trust between community and police continues to erode.
And while it's not official yet, this memo says council should be discussing and voting on whether to go through with this move next Wednesday. Nicole Valdez, ABC 15, Arizona.